Hi, welcome to part 2 of my art journal series, where I am showing you pages of my art journal so that you can get inspiration for making your own art journal pages. I'm Liz from Art by Liz Ross. Let's get started. Here I've used an old gift card to smear paint on the page in reds and greens. I've added some washi tape in the same colour theme, and I've decided to do my writing on this small piece in the centre, which I thought was quite nice. On the underside there wasn't any paint, so I added my writing, and then I added a piece of the washi tape just to finish it off, and I might do a nice wash of watercolour or something in this area just to complete that page. On this page I let the paint from the other pages go over the edges just to create some interest on there, but I hadn't finished that piece, so I did a little bit of doodling of my own and I stuck that on, and we'll see what this page becomes. I've added a bit more to these pages now, so I want to show you where they're up to. At the beginning, this page just had some acrylic paint on it and the washi tape, which was in the same colour theme. I've now added some more to the background, so I filled in the white spaces, and what I've used is something called pan pastel. So this is pan pastel. It's basically a pastel, but rather than being in a stick form, it's in a palette. So it's condensed and flat. So I like to use these makeup brushes, and you just smooth it on, and then I'll add some here so you can see. You can just paint it onto your page and it creates this really lovely effect. Now, I had said that I was going to look at using some watercolour on this side, but I got carried away using the pan pastels when I was doing this page, so I decided to continue that, and I've added pan pastels and all sorts, I'll talk about this page in a minute, onto here. So I didn't end up using watercolour. So you see that even when you have an idea of what you think you might do, when you get started with a material, for me, my intuition just takes over and I get busy. I just create just for the joy, and I don't really think about what I'm doing. So I didn't end up using the watercolour. But yes, so pan pastels, they are quite expensive, but they're really, really lovely to use. So if you do have any of those, then have a play with them and see what you can create. They're quite fun. So you can see here that I've used lots of different colours, yellows and reds, purples and blues, and it's just enhanced the page and brought out the colours of the acrylics. And I've added some paint marks here, and I'll just continue to develop the page and again see what happens with this one. This one I'd already shown you earlier, and this page we had the writing on it when I showed it to you earlier in the video, and the rest of the page was white. I hadn't done anything. I've just written a little affirmation to myself, which I've coloured in using crayons and some of the pan pastels, and I've used some paint markers here. There was some shapes and I've just kind of filled in the shapes. I've used those to guide how I want to create on this page, and I've kind of filled those in with some crayons and some Posca pens. The crayons that I like to use are these Neo Colour crayons by Caran d'Ache. These ones are water soluble, so you can use them with water and they respond a bit like watercolour crayons or pencils, and these ones are permanent, so if you add water to them then they will stay put. So I really, really enjoy playing with crayons. Just reminds me of being a kid, so that's quite a fun material to play around with. So I've used loads of different materials on this page, and like I say, I've just followed my intuition and enjoyed using the materials in whatever way I want to, and I'll probably just leave that now as it is. This page I showed you at the beginning, didn't really have anything on it, it just had some paint left over. So I decided that I was going to do some writing on this page, and I wanted to show you different techniques of writing throughout the book, so throughout the journal. So in the first part I talked about using an envelope to store writing that you want to keep. This piece of writing I can probably read back if I want to, and I've just done some paint over it, and this side as well. But on this one I wasn't so bothered to be able to read back what I'd written. I don't want to be reading through pages and pages of journaling. There might be something that I might come back to and it would be useful to read again, but really the most important thing about journaling is getting it out onto paper. So one of the techniques that you can use is to write quite loosely and freely, so that you can get your writing down quickly and it doesn't need to be legible. And then you can rewrite over. So instead of writing pages and pages and pages, you can just begin to write over the words you've already written, and you might turn the page round in order to do that. So you might write then across the page, and then you might write upside down on the page, just for as long as you need to fill the page and to get the words out of you that you want to write. And you can see I've just started now to add some background to this page. So again, that shows that you can do it either way. You can create a background first, and then you can layer it up and you can add to it in the way that I have done with these pages. Or you can just write, if you're ready to just do some writing and you just want to find a spare piece of paper and just start writing, and then you can add to it in whatever way you want. You might decide to completely paint over your writing because you don't want to read it and you want to hide it completely, and then build up your page that way. For example, here I've kind of echoed this shape so that these pages aren't completely separate, and there are some things that join them together. So you've got the colour scheme that will join all these pages together so that when you look at them they feel like they relate, and the shapes here with the circles and the ovals and some of the and lots of the colours, as I said. So that's just something to bear in mind to make your journal feel more coherent when you're working on a page spread. If it's going to be open, use the same colour scheme. It doesn't need to be the same colour scheme page to page, but just when the spread is open. So because I've got this little one in between, I've got to look from this one to this one to this one, and these two together as well, and make sure that it is all coherent, it's all related in some way, whether that be the colour scheme, the shapes, the marks, so that it's not completely random, and then that helps it to be enjoyable to look at. So those are the pages for part 2 of the video. I hope that that's given you a few ideas for your own art journal. Please do let me know in the comments if you found something that useful in this video, or if you've got other ideas, please do comment and share those with me. I love to hear your ideas too. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in part 3.